You're live with Lucy Hawkins. An investigation into 26 clinical trials into the use of Ivermectin to treat COVID has found serious errors or signs of potential fraud in more than a third of them. The drug is used to treat parasites in humans and animals and is readily available and cheap. Even though there was no strong medical evidence the drug would work, some countries like India and Peru authorised it in 2020 as potential prevention from COVID-19. A frenzy then followed online and on social media too, spreading throughout the world, embraced by many anti-vax groups too. Also, the use of Ivermectin to treat COVID has found serious errors in that. But the well-known American podcaster Joe Rogan mentioned Ivermectin as a drug he used to treat his symptoms. Let's have a listen.
Turns out I got COVID. So we immediately threw the kitchen sink at it. All kinds of meds, monoclonal antibodies, Ivermectin, Z-Pak, prednisone, everything.
Dr. Kyle Sheldrick is a researcher at the University of New South Wales in Sydney and one of a group of independent scientists investigating the data. Let's take you live to him now. Dr. Sheldrick, good to see you. Firstly, can you explain to us exactly what Ivermectin is and what it does?
Sure. So Ivermectin is a fairly well-known drug. It's very effective at treating parasites. It interferes with the muscles and nerves of parasites, but it hasn't traditionally been used to treat viruses.
So tell us what the issue is around these studies, what you found and uncovered.
So the main issue is that a very large number of these studies are simply fake. They're false. They either did not happen at all, did not happen the authors described them, or reported false results. It's not all of the trials, but it's close to a third of them. And it's universally the trials that were making these miracle claims of 80% and 90% lower rates of death. And they were really holding up the conclusion that Ivermectin had any positive effect in COVID. And with these trials removed, that evidence has now collapsed.
Who is behind this?
It's individuals. There's no great conspiracy here. These are individuals who get personal, professional rewards from running clinical trials and great kudos from publishing the first trial to show that a drug works. And they're people who have very little fear of getting caught. But there's no great conspiracy here. There's no great mastermind behind it all.
What, though, alerted you to the fact that there was a problem with this research?
Sure. So we first noticed this with a trial out of Egypt. And in that trial, even in the published trial, there were very big red flags that it didn't occur. And then when we got the raw data for that trial, we found very clear signs of fraud. So there were whole blocks of 20 patients copied and pasted repeatedly in the data sheet. Some of the blood tests, like the iron blood tests, had very clearly just been made up, which we can tell because out of 400 of them, only 2 of them ended in 3, but 40 times that ended in 8. And, you know, people might have favorite numbers, but blood tests really shouldn't. That really only happens if someone sits down and decides to deliberately fake medical research. When we found that, then we decided we needed to check the rest of the trials as well.
Doctor, how dangerous is this?
It's very dangerous if it encourages people to have a false sense of security or encourages people not to take the safe and effective vaccines that we have now. There were trials that were claiming that they had almost 1,000 healthcare workers, and if you gave them Ivermectin, not one got COVID. That's a very dangerous claim, because if you think there is a perfect solution out there that actually doesn't work, then you don't take the solutions that do.
Dr. Kyle Sheldrick, thank you very much for joining us with that. Very enlightening from Sydney.